Welcome back to PT's RC Need for Speed. It is day 2 here at Fairbury, and we're going to go come get some interviews in. We're here with Glen Thompson today, so we're just going to get started in this interview. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. All right, so we know you're Glen Thompson. What is your racing number?
My number's 14.
Is there a reason why?
AJ Foyt was my favorite driver when I was a kid, and that's the number that I picked because of him.
Alrighty, so what is the first car you ever owned that was road legal, so not a race car?
Oh, man. Well, when I grew up, we had a junkyard, so...
This is going to be good.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I drove junks for a long time, but then I drove junks for so long that I wanted to buy a new car. So I got this wild idea I was going to buy a new car in high school, and I bought one, and it was pretty hard to pay for, honestly. But I got it done, but...
Do you remember what that car was?
It was actually a truck. It was like a 94 Chevy truck.
All right. Besides yourself, who is your favorite race car driver?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know. I mean, who do I mean, like, of your big touring guys, I mean, I kind of like the Davenport and guys like that, but I mean, I'm a guy that kind of likes the regional guys, like your Fagers and your Unzigers and your local guys that do better because, you know, I mean, they have jobs and like Unziger works, and it's just, I like the regional guys, but like if you had to say like a touring guy, I'd probably like Davenport or something like that.
All right. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke Classic.
Cake or pie?
I'd have to say pie, probably.
Have you or do you have a pet?
I haven't no pets right now. I mean, when we were kids, we had dogs and things like that, and birds, fish. I mean, now we have kids.
Do you remember the name of your first pet?
It was probably my own pet was a pet bird. I think it was named Tippy. I think it was.
What is your fast food place of choice?
Oh, fast food. I tend to stay away from those. Kind of hard to believe it, but probably maybe like a Steak and Shake or something. Not your normal.
That's a good choice. Who's your favorite band or artist?
I kind of like heavy metal and stuff. So, I mean, more of your classic heavy metal. I guess it's not, to me, it's not classic, but the guys I grew up with, you know, so like Pantera and guys like that. But I mean, honestly, I still like country, and I like them all. I mean, anything really. But
what is the farthest you've ever traveled for a race?
Probably last year during COVID, or the year before during COVID, when they weren't racing around here. I went to Arkansas. It was gosh, I can't think of the name of the place. It was Crowley Ridge, Arkansas.
I guess I should ask after that question. Where do you live? Where are you from?
I live in the country, but Buckingham, Illinois is my address. So about 35 miles from Fairbury.
If racing never existed, what would you do in your free time?
Oh man, I don't know if I would do anything else personally. I mean, I was a workaholic before I started racing, so I'd probably just be stuck working all the time.
That sounds like it would be terrible. Do you prefer a bull ring or a half-mile track?
I'm bull ring.
And then what is your favorite track?
I had to say Fairbury is my favorite track. Probably one of my other favorites is Peoria to race at, but I mean, it's pretty hard to beat Fairbury as far as the atmosphere and the way it's, you know, it's just presented so well. I mean, it's always, everything's ran so well. So, but I do like racing at Peoria too.
Now we're going to get into a little deeper questions here. We're starting off with an easy, deep question for you. So, how did you start racing?
Well, I started straight up in late models. I mean, that's what I always watched. That's what I wanted to do. I started racing in 2009. It's a little different now than it is then. I mean, a guy could get a cheaper late model and run and still be racy with a few guys. I mean, you weren't going to win, but I couldn't imagine doing that now. Not that I'm winning now, but definitely, I bought a car and started racing, literally, a late model.
Now, if you win the Prairie Dirt Classic, What would you do with the money after paying bills and stuff?
Well, like, I mean, I would invest it in racing, honestly. If I was lucky enough to win that kind of money racing, how could you not put it back in racing?
Keeping going with the sport, I like that. Here's another one. You are made the king of dirt racing everywhere, everything on dirt. What is one rule you would add, take away, or change?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I think maybe get everybody on a universal tire. I think that would probably help a lot as far as, I mean, with the way the shortages and stuff are, if it could get everybody in the same order on the same universal tire, I think that would probably help the sport quite a bit. So that would be one rule, probably, yeah.
So there's 10 laps to go, and there's a caution. You're on pole. In your dream situation, where's the best group for you to race on this track to get back to the checkered flag?
Probably the top. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best on the top, but I feel like I'm more comfortable there than, and I think this is a top track, so I mean, I think that's where almost you'd have to be. That's where I would probably try to go.
Do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to or to thank anybody?
I want to thank my wife mainly. I mean, she stays at home a lot with my mom, who has dementia and stuff, so she watches her a lot, and I can't thank her enough for that. And of course, all my sponsors and things that make it possible, and my crew, all the people that help me really, and then the fans, of course. I mean, everybody that supports me too. So.
And then where can fans find you on social media?
GlenThompsonRacing.com, I got Glen Thompson on Facebook Racing.
Thank you for tuning in to PT's RC Need for Speed. Stay posted for the rest of the events here at Falls for Saturday. See you next time.